Are you trying to attract fresh audiences like Millennials and Gen Z? Join me on this episode as we review innovative marketing strategies that our guest has used to generate more sales from these demographics. I'm Devin Herz. Welcome to another episode of the DMC Marketing Nugget.
Get ready to hear from industry titans, unveiling their most coveted marketing nuggets. Discover how they nail whales as they generously share confidential insights on their business marketing operations. And now, introducing the host of DMC Marketing Nugget, Devin Herz.
My wonderful guest today has overcome some struggles growing up, which made him realize that there was a huge need for affordable housing. Excited to welcome our guest today, mobile home expert and owner of Franco Mobile Homes, Franco Perez. Great to have you here, Franco. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for being here. I'm excited to be here.
All right, man. Well, let's go ahead and dig into
Thanks for having
this.
me.
Yeah, well, we love having you. Thanks for being here. I'm here. You're here. We're great to, have the privilege to discuss what you've got going on in your business. Would love to hear, about your story, and you're often discussing how the mobile home movement really transforms lives. And, people are like, mobile homes. Well, there's a lot of myths, a lot of different things there that will clear up and really how this is helping people out. But how did your adversity turn into innovation, and how did this really start for you in the mobile home industry?
Yeah, I guess my story kind of starts from when I grew up in the Philippines, moved over here at a young age to the Silicon Valley, and there was a weird situation with my family. My parents had to split up. They had a divorce. My dad was a main breadwinner at the time, and I was about 17, 18 years old. And immediately I went from being supported by parents to having to quit school and start working multiple jobs just to pay at the end of every month, just to afford paying the rent. And right then is when I realized how difficult it was to actually survive, and being low income housing, having to support three people was a very difficult time in my life. And I remember it having to sell items that we had just to cover and chase the rat race of paying that rent bill. And going through that experience really ingrained something in me to, after being able to be financially secure, I wanted to find a way to help families that were in that pain. Because I know that today, right now, there's families there right now that you might know, but you don't know that they're going through anxiety of not feeling financially secure with housing. So I got into real estate. I became an agent for a while, and then I realized I hated being a real estate agent, mainly because I realized after doing so well, I was being trained to help the wealthiest people I can help get the most expensive homes that they can get. And I had to turn away low income families and tell them, hey, you don't make enough money. You don't have enough saved as a down payment. But when you make more and save more, then I could help you. And to me, that hurt me so bad to have to say that to people when those are the people that were in my shoes back then. So I dedicated my life to try to find a way to make their lives just a little bit easier. And I looked at government housing. I looked at several different ways, and I really didn't like government housing, and I accidentally stumbled across mobile homes. And from what I thought mobile homes were trailer trash, what we see in the movies, criminals, drug dealers, that sort of thing. That's what my assumptions were. But then after really looking into it, I realized this is the way. This is a perfect stepping stone and a place where families are able to start their wealth building journey and be able to feel financially secure. And since I've realized that, I've worked to build a company that allowed for people to get out of that rental rat race and into mobile homes so that they can feel financially secure. And later down the line, when they sell their mobile home, they can purchase a piece of real estate later down the line. And I know that was a long answer to that, but but that's kind of how I got to
Yeah,
where I'm at
well,
today.
totally admire what you're doing. I mean, the fact that you have a business that's helping people out, and I would say right now with the housing market the way it is so tough for first-time home buyers. They're being priced out of the market. People can't afford homes. I'm in Florida. I know you're in Cali. Uh, they just skyrocketed. So even to get a smaller home, what was considered a low investment is now triple that, quadruple that. So it's very, very tough. So the fact that you're doing this, kudos to you. Just love that. How can mobile homes really get a family ahead and allow them to be homeowners? I know you touched on that a little bit, but how does that system work? And how can more people be privy to how this could work for them?
That's a good question. And I think it really comes down to, well, first of all, I'm in the Silicon Valley where it's a very extensive area. So we kind of see the future of where housing's happening, where housing's going to go, you know, in the future. But basically, I'm going to explain some numbers here, but it might be priced higher than most areas, but understand that the ratios are kind of the same. So in my market in San Jose, uh, if a family wanted to rent a two-bedroom apartment, it would cost them about $3,500 a month. If that family wanted to buy a single family home, an average single family home in our area is about $1.5 million, right? How
Insane.
does a family ever dream of home ownership and having that American dream of home ownership? If they wanted to purchase a single family home, they'd have to put, let's say they put 10% down, that's $150,000. And after they put that amount down, they'd have to come up with a monthly payment of about $8,000, right? It's
Yeah.
such a giant leap. But we all know that real estate is kind of a great key to financial security and that sort of thing. And it is true, right? You get benefits like appreciation, you get tax benefits, you get to leverage a loan to build up your net worth and control an asset. And these are key things that are helping the rich and wealthy get richer and wealthier, right? Now, how do
Of
we
course.
make that more accessible to low income families? The beautiful thing about mobile homes, it's like a hybrid of in between of both. So if someone were to purchase a mobile home in our area, they'd spend, the purchase price would be about, for a newer 3 bedroom 2 bath home, would be about $350,000. So 10% of that is $35,000. They do have a
Right.
space rent of about $1,000, and their mortgage would look like about $2,800. So in all, their total monthly payment would be about $4,000 a month, just a little bit more than they were paying in that rental rat race where they get nothing at the end in the complete rent model. But now by just shifting from complete rent to owning a mobile home, they now have bettered their cash flow. They get the benefits of home ownership, the appreciation, the tax benefits. They also get to leverage a loan to have something that they own as an asset that they can
Nice.
sell later down the line. And just by understanding that, this is what allows for people to start their wealth building journey. It allows for teachers in our area to be able to feel financially secure and own something and have a better way to live and in expensive areas. And I know those numbers were high, but I did consulting in Atlanta and those numbers are like 50% lower, right?
Right.
But
Right.
this is a similar housing problem in different areas. And that's the key thing. We have to understand that we need stepping stones, and mobile homes is a perfect stepping stone for people to get out of that full rental rat race model. And it helps ease a family's comfort to be able to live in areas like the Silicon Valley or LA or San Diego.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think that's great that you're bringing this awareness. Now, tell us a little bit about your business model. I mean, you're out there teaching this to people. You're showing them how this can be done. Tell us, how that works for you, and really who you're reaching out to as a business person.
Yeah. So what's interesting is I've never seen myself as a business owner or ever thought that
Okay.
I would be one growing up. But what's fascinating is going through that pain that I mentioned before. After I became kind of stable and financially secure in the real estate world, when I helped my first client with a mobile home, And I still today get tears of joy when I see a family get out of that rental rat race, and they have, you see this family with so much joy and excitement of their first asset that they own, right? I've helped a lot of real estate wealthy people buy investment properties, that sort of thing. It was never fulfilling. But when I help a family
Right.
that really needs a home be able to have just a little bit of ownership, and when I see them so happy, that fills me so much. And ever since I've seen that, I've just been addicted to that feeling, and I want to help more and more people. And, I tell this to our team, and I'm so proud of our team for this as well. That's our success, is helping more families over, making X amount of dollars. And that's the key
Right.
of what we do. And that's the key of our energy, of why we're inspired to keep growing. But with that being said, like you said, we do a lot of educational content. We help people understand how mobile homes work, how it makes a difference in society. We do a lot of government work to help them understand why these should be protected as well. And we do our business model is kind of a brokerage in a way. So we have agents that help buying and selling with these, but giving financial advice on how this can help them. And then we also have a construction element. It's kind of like a development company. You can spend X amount, but the value of your home can be more than that you spent, right? And that's exactly what we're doing in these mobile home parks. A lot of these mobile home owners own a single wide 1970s home. And now what we're doing is realizing that, hey, why don't we convert these old single wides to something beautiful and luxurious? And that's exactly what we're doing. So
Okay.
we help families that own these homes that can't yet upgrade to single family housing. We help them convert their 800 square foot home, turn it into a 1600 square foot home with beautiful,
Nice.
you know, if you've seen our videos, they have quartz countertops, stainless steel appliances, 3 bedroom, 2 bath homes, and just as beautiful as luxury homes are being built today.
Hmm.
And so we help convert a lot of the old mobile home housing into brand new, and we call it sexy mobile homes. So just to
Okay.
kind of
I
keep that
like it.
shock factor into it too.
Yeah, no, I would say that, okay, people may be watching this. Well, why are we talking about mobile homes? It's so much more than that, right? I think as business people, it's not just your business, but it's also your life. And the fact that you're showing us that you're doing something that is fulfilling and gratifying and it's helping people, I would say as a young entrepreneur, it wasn't so much about that, right? It's like, let me have a nice car, let me have a nice one, a lot of different materialistic things, but definitely have learned through the years that where we have the most fun and where we get the most enjoyment as a team. Love helping businesses, of course, stand out and differentiate themselves. But when there's something behind it, like we just did something for the Atlanta Hawks, and it was to help feed 1 million people, that's not going to be as exciting as helping put together a personal injury postcard, or marketing campaign. When we know that we're doing something to help, it makes life better. It makes work more enjoyable. So the fact that we want to share that with our audience out there is just to think about ways that you can tie different things into your business that are going to make you feel good at night. And when you wake up in the morning, you're ready to go. So
Oh,
love that,
totally.
and love the fact that you have built something like this to help people out and you're spreading the word. I know you're a great speaker. Go ahead.
Oh, I did want to add with what you said. It reminded me of something. I also want to add, when you do find that purpose and that why and that what drives you, keep in mind,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not. I like to tell people I'm not that smart. I didn't go through college, but because I was so driven to try to help families, that is what got me to really focus and dial in on what I need to learn. And when you have something that you're excited about, you will find a way, right? And I think that's key for people to understand. And that's what got me to actually read books when I hated reading, to learn elements of business that I didn't understand. And you in a way, when you know what you're doing is important, you will be super resourceful in building something that can make a difference.
So many practical things that you don't pick up and learn in school, that nowadays with YouTube and everything online and books, I mean, there's really nothing out there that you can't learn. So find something that you're passionate about, find something that you're going to feel good about. Of course, we all need to make a living, we all want to make money, but also there's just things that are greater than that. So make sure as a young entrepreneur, you're looking for that. Even as an old entrepreneur and business owner, how can you tie something like this into your business to where you really feel good? So let's go ahead and switch gears a little bit. This is the marketing nugget. So once you discovered the amazing solution to help people with home ownership, how did you go about targeting your audience? We're all about, very, I would say the sniper approach of marketing is what we always teach. So targeting millennials, Gen Z especially, how are you making your product more appealing to them? And what would you recommend to other people out there that are targeting maybe a younger demographic?
Yeah, it's such a fascinating thing with mobile homes, and we kind of talked about this off camera. Was, the thing about mobile homes is that most people's stigmas and associations around mobile homes are very negative, and it's very negative because our only associations are what we see in the movies, on Hollywood, on TV shows like Breaking Bad, right? People only show mobile home parks and mobile homes when it's very low quality housing, when it's drugs, when it's criminals, when
Yeah.
it's poverty. And that's all we associate with mobile homes. And that's been a key hurdle for us as a company. That was also my associations. And our only way to really break that associations is to fight that battle back through video, right? To help people understand that, hey, it's not what you see on TV. We show on our YouTube channel what a community looks like. Beautiful communities with swimming pools, gyms, tennis courts, and what you can see. And we also tell stories about families and how they raise their children in these communities, how they feel about it. And we also talk about the quality of housing. It's not a tin box anymore. We build
Right.
luxurious 12-foot high ceilings, beautiful, luxury style housing that's better than a lot of single family homes today. And we show exactly how it's built. This is the quality of what it's built. We use 2x4 and 2x6 exterior walls, insulated walls, how we build it, how this is earthquake and hurricane friendly, and all of these false stigmas that we keep seeing from the news and that sort of thing. But for us, it's more educational and it's all visual because we have to get people to understand that this is something that shouldn't be ignored.
Right. So you're doing that. I mean, you do a great job on Instagram. Tell us a little bit more about like what is your strategy when it comes to social media content and other innovative ways that you're educating people. I mean, the world today, of course, is we need more likes, we need more views. But what are you seeing on your side with all the video content that you're putting out, speaking that you do? Where's that sweet spot, or how are you breaking through and penetrating the marketplace?
In the beginning, we really had no strategy. And I think,
Okay.
it's what's worked for us has really been, and I'm never really a salesperson anyways, but has really
Right.
been more the educational pieces. I don't like, I think it's the future of marketing too, is before, back in the day, there's infomercials and that sort of thing, and that's what works. But for us, it's more like, how do we provide value? How do we build educational pieces out there? How do we explain that, hey, if John and Mary were to continue renting this, they'd be missing out, they'd be spending about 100,000 in 5 years. But if John and Mary purchased a mobile home, they'd not only not spend that $100,000 lost, but they'd have an upside of $80,000 because they have an asset that they can sell. And how do we break
Right.
that down on video with numbers and that sort of thing to paint the picture and help people realize that this is a valuable thing? And then also with that, how do we get people to see how the quality of this home is really the future of how housing can be, how the housing construction problem can be fixed? What are the problems that we're having now? We have low skilled labor. All of our skilled labor is 40 years old and older, and we don't have young millennials or younger kids that want to be a contractor or want to work with their hands. So we're going to face a huge problem. And if we don't change the
Yeah.
way we build housing today, that's going to continue to get worse and worse. And what we're doing in manufactured housing and what we're doing in mobile homes is really the future of housing. We're building homes just like how cars became accessible to everyone. We're building homes on an assembly line from start to finish at the streamlined fashion. And it's all just about providing value, providing information, and showing people how this makes a difference. And that's really our strategy now, is just give, give, give. And, the truth of our business is that even if they don't work with us, we want them to be able to get value.
Right. Absolutely. I think as we all know, we love to sell, right? We all, as business people, we love to sell. Some of us may not, but I think for the most part, we're excited about what we have to offer, and we're selling. The fact that you're putting out content to educate people, inform people, show people tips and tricks. This is what people are gravitating to now online. They're looking for that insight. Heck, why we do this show, right? I mean, this is all about providing free information from all walks of life for all different business owners, different marketers, so people can understand that, hey, we feel some of your pains. We know it's tough. We know it's tough to understand some of these new technologies and trends. But if you're doing your job of putting out good educational information, sharing stories, right? I mean, that's another way of selling without selling. If you're sharing stories of how you helped others, or you're getting testimonials from your clients, it's another great way to build content for you. So again, commend you for what you're doing. The fact that you're putting out this free information for people to follow. Hopefully they'll turn to you. They'll follow you on YouTube and Instagram. Make sure you get Franco's information at the end of the show here. It'll also be in the description. But I think there's a lot of lessons to be learned and a lot of marketing nuggets here that people need to implement this type of strategy into their business. Whether you're good at content creation or not, you can't fear it. You just got to get out there and do it. Don't worry about it being perfect, but share your experiences, share some of your ups and your downs with people. And I feel that you will be able to build audiences that way. So great job on what you've been doing there. Is there anything else on the marketing side that you want to share with our listeners at all?
No, I think you've touched on all of it. Our YouTube channel has been a big part of our business, and for people to really see that, if people haven't seen our YouTube or seen what a mobile home looks like, and I really urge people to kind of see that.
Okay.
And you do a good job of that too.
Yeah, absolutely. So we'll get that information on the description here. Make sure you can get right to Franco's YouTube channel. Throw you a little bit of a curveball here. If you were to do one thing different while building your business, what would that be?
Oh, that's a tough question. I'd say one thing different. I'd say to have done video way earlier on. I think a lot of people are very, I don't know why, but there's something about being on camera or being on a podcast and feeling like you have to be ready or you have to be perfect. And I had that same fear too, right? And I think people have to understand that, you do a great job speaking to your friends, and it's the same thing through video. You don't have to have the perfect hair situation that day. You don't have to be the best speaker at that moment. But I think just starting video stuff early is very important.
Yeah, it is. I mean, we're consuming so much content this day and age. We're firm believers in omni-channel marketing. So video, getting on podcasts is always a great way to do it. Sharing your stories with people. And then we also love bringing in the tangible side of things with marketing too, that people often forget. So direct mail, sending out informational reports and booklets to people, what we call even a shook, which is a short book authored by you that provides free education and a roadmap for people to do what you're teaching, whatever it is. So creating elements like that are freemiums, people can download them. You're giving those out. They're available at links on your Instagram page. Those are all the things that we recommend that you continue to do as a business owner out there. So again, love what you got going on, what you stand for. And I'm hoping out there, whether they jump on board and help you spread your message or just pick up the fact that, hey, I need to be looking at business a little bit differently. And whether it's the different content I'm putting out there, or the fact that I want to do something that is more near and dear to my heart and gratifying, it just makes for a better overall life. And again, thanks for all that you've been doing. How else can our listeners connect with you? I think we got your email or website.
Yeah, I mean, all of our links are on a link tree at www.franco.tv. You can see 3D tours of our homes. You can see how they're built. You can see stories of families that this has helped them out. So that's where all of our stuff is.
All right. Well, get out there and follow Franco. Are you going to be speaking anywhere on the East Coast, West Coast anytime soon this year? You got anything lined up?
I do have an event. We have a few events. I don't remember them, to be honest with you.
No, okay. We'll find them on your link tree. So no worries. And yeah, just anyway, we'll follow and make sure you know what's going on there. But again, I love your content and what you guys got going on there. So thanks again for being part of the DMC Marketing Nugget. Any other thoughts that you want to leave our audience with?
I think one is, I know you have a lot of business owners out there. I think one is to encourage those that there's a lot of people out there that, I guess what I want to try to say is, and I'm trying to put it to words, is don't always chase the money and try to find something of purpose and value. And I think when you find that thing, it'll really drive you. And I encourage more people out there to, I'm sure there's a big population out there that don't really care about money as much as they think they do. But once they find out a way that they can improve people's lives, that's really what will help. That'll be that golden nugget that'll help get them to get further. So that's my encouragement out there.
I would say that is golden. And again, it doesn't matter how old you are, how long you've been in business. I think that's the golden nugget for all of us to wrap our arms around. So you got some amazing nuggets from a fellow business owner that has built a wonderful business that helps others. With that, we're going to go ahead and close the door on another great DMC Marketing Nugget. Go ahead and smash that like and follow button and listen to us on your favorite streaming apps, your podcast apps, or visit dmcmarketingnugget.com to watch all of our past episodes. Awesome to have you here, Franco. Thanks again, man.